Hi and welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be all about making some very low content books, and I know as many of us are beginners or maybe intermediate, we really want to get a nice quantity of books up on our KDP accounts. And so this often leads us to thinking really about those low content books, things like the notebooks and the notepads, the journals. How can we break into these niches when they are very popular right now? They're very saturated. Some people use that word. So this video is going to give you some ideas, some inspiration for how to get into those niches. And I also want to show you the different kinds of notebooks that I am making and give you some templates as well, because these templates are not that easy to come across. So I have made some and created some for you guys. So today we're going to go over 3 different ways that you can find niches. I'm going to leave a top tip at the end to make your notebooks unique, so stay tuned till the very end of this video. And we're going to get started by talking about the different kinds of notebooks that are out there. So when we simply type notebook into Amazon, I'm in Amazon.com even though I'm in the UK, I'm using the Chrome Suggestion Extension tool, which gives me all of these great keywords that are linked to the word notebook. If you want to know more about this Chrome extension and how to get your own copy, go back to this video of mine. It's called Free KDP Tools That You Need. That's a great video to explain how to get it. So if we just simply type in the word notebook, it already gives us lots of good ideas. But what I want you to be aware of, if you're not already, is that there are different kinds of notebook papers, especially over in the US, that the schools require the children to have. So what we're actually very commonly looking for is things like composition notebook. So when we type in composition notebook, again, we're going to get these different ones, and you can see there's college ruled, there's wide ruled, and I also know there's narrow ruled. So there's these different kinds of composition notebook papers that people are searching for on Amazon every single day. Let's click on composition notebook college ruled. Okay, it says it's 2,000 results. That might not be quite accurate. We'll see later on if that's true. But obviously, composition notebook college ruled, I mean, it's a keyword that's going to be incredibly popular. So that is a brilliant way to start. But then we want to niche that down further to be able to make sure we're going to get some sales. If we just scroll down to the very bottom of the page, and maybe click on page 3, sometimes these results will update and it will show you, yeah, there you go. So it's jumped to 20,000 results for composition notebook college ruled. Sometimes on the first page, Amazon just doesn't give you an accurate number of how many results there are. So that's basically showing us, of course, this keyword is far too competitive to just jump into, make a pretty cover and expect to get sales. We would want to niche that down further. So I will show you 3 different ways to niche that down. But before we get there, I just want to explain the difference between these kinds of low content book paper types. And what I've done is I've created some templates for you to use yourself in Canva. So these are the templates that I've created for you, so you don't have to worry, because these don't exist inside Canva. So college ruled, it's an 8.5 by 11 inch booklet, and there you go. So in America they have these blue lines, well, probably in the UK as well, but I know that this is in America. Lots of schools and colleges do insist that they have these particular paper types. So it's the blue lines and it's the red margin stripe, and there's a specific size to the lined paper. You know, we want to get that right as well. So there, I've made you 5 different templates. They're just going to be down in the description, and you can get started making these notebooks right away. So this one is composition wide ruled. Now again, you can see this is black lines, fully bleed, and there's no red line here. Then we've got a template of the narrow ruled. So this has about another 6 different lines on your notebook. So obviously we've got a more narrow line, so you can write more text on the page. So this one here is a wide ruled journal. Again, they're all 8x5 templates for you, and as you can see, it's different. Again, it's a wide rule, but we have got margins and we have got a space for somebody to put their date on, maybe time that they're journaling, at the top of the page. And last but not least, I've made this lined handwriting paper. So this is for children, obviously, to practice handwriting. So you can start making some books around that niche as well. They're 8.5 by 11 inches. So you can just grab these templates in the description below. So let's get into 3 different ways to find niches. So like I was saying just a moment ago, looking in Amazon, we're going to have 20,000 results for a composition notebook college ruled. Now, like I've said, you've got the wide ruled, you've got the narrow ruled, you've got the handwriting, you've got the journal, so you've got lots of templates to get going with now. So the first way that you can do this easily within Amazon is you can just literally see what comes up when you've typed in your long tail keyword and see if there's anything else in here. So you've got composition notebook college ruled for kids, for women, for script writer. So that you could use some of these and check them out and see how the competition looks. Or you could simply just start using, I think they call it the alphabet soup. So just going through and just typing, for example, A and see what comes up. So then you could type B, you can type C, and you're going to get different ideas this way as well. So cute boho aesthetic, cute flower design, blue, cute floral design, green. So these are different ways to make your keyword of composition notebook college ruled far longer, and it will give you ideas. Now, the reason that these ones specifically are coming up is because this is what Amazon is showing us people are typing into Amazon. So these are real niches. These aren't just random selections of words. So these are good ways to go. And this will give you lots and lots of inspiration as well, because sometimes, well, a lot of the time when we sit down to make designs, we can only kind of think of things from our perspective. We really don't know what all the different niches are. Of course we don't. And we also can only come up with so many ideas ourselves. So we need these kind of Amazon Suggestion Expander tools to broaden our own imagination and get us to think about different things to do. So that's tip number 1, a way to find niches. My second way is to just use Google itself and type in like lists of things, because when we're making low content books, this is all going to be about the cover. The cover, the keywords, the titles as well, of course, but the cover is the thing that people are going to decide to buy, and they're going to get to that cover by typing in the specific thing they are looking for. So if they know they want a composition narrow ruled notebook and they are a animal lover, they have a hobby that they want to have a notebook around, there's all these different lists on Google. So you can just type in list of, let's have a look, okay, list of vegetables. That's the first thing that's come up. I've obviously searched that before, and you can see then you can just get inspiration. So maybe you could make a narrow ruled composition notebook all about vegetables, or even a specific vegetable. I know it sounds crazy, but you go into Amazon and you search these things and they exist. People actually want to buy these things. So you could put list of vegetables and that will give you inspiration. You could put list of pets, and you could look at these different kinds of lists and find ideas that way. Pets, maybe it would be hobbies. So you could look for different hobbies. Look, there's so many different things here. These are all niches, and some of these are still very broad. So you can go into these niches and then you can find sub niches within the niches. Photography is a very huge niche. Drawing is so huge. So there's different ways. And once you start looking through these lists, it's going to give you inspiration of things. You might think, oh, that's a really good niche. Let me see if I can find a sub niche within that niche. Start really getting narrow. The more narrow you can be with these very low content books, it's going to be the better, in my opinion. It really is, because you're going to have more chance of people finding your book when there's low results. So list of hobbies, you could put list of sports. All people love their sports. They're going to want to have notebooks around these, and they make perfect gifts as well. So sports, and then again you can go into sub niches of sports as well. There's lots and lots of different inspirations out there when you look through these lists. So that's my second tip. My third tip is to type your keyword into Amazon. So our keyword being this, control copy. Okay, so composition notebook college rules, and then right at the beginning, if we put an underscore and type a letter, but let's try B. So here we go, we've got black composition notebook college ruled. What about C? We've got cute college ruled composition notebook. D, no, nothing great there. E, F, 5-star, so people looking for notebooks that have got good ratings. Okay, let's bring the keyword down a little bit smaller and show you this technique in action. So A, okay, look, Air Jordan 1 composition notebook. Now, obviously Air Jordans are a copyright. You're not going to be able to make that, but who'd have thought it, you know? People actually want notebooks with Air Jordans on the front. So what about B, black, best, blank, blue, bound, big. C, custom, coloured, cute, classic, DIY, decomposition, digital, dot grid, engineering, composition notebook. And you can just go through the whole alphabet, right? Pink composition notebook, purple. Obviously, those are still going to be quite broad niches, but the whole kind of purpose here is to get your mind going and to get you to think of different ways that you can find these smaller niches. Look, preschool composition notebook, practice handwriting pad. So that's those kind of composition, those kind of niches are going to be good when you are using this template that I've provided. And so I'm also a firm believer in trying to make your notebook interiors unique, because so many people are making these incredibly low content books where every single page is the same. Now, for certain things, of course, that's going to be exactly what somebody wants. If they're buying a composition college ruled notebook, that's exactly what they want. They don't want anything on the inside, probably. There'll be exceptions to that as well, but maybe if this is for school anyway, they need it to be blank. But with other things, for example, the handwriting, this is going to be a parent buying this for a child perhaps to practice writing at home. And by making your interiors unique, I really do believe this is going to set you apart, because not many people are going to be doing this. People want to knock their books out really, really, really fast and just get this done. And so let me show you some really simple ways that you can make your interiors unique and easier, therefore, to sell. Because when people click the look inside button, which is going to show above your cover, they are going to be able to see the paper inside. Now, there's 2 or 3 ways that I would suggest to make your notebooks and your interiors a bit different and unique. So my first tip really would be to always add a blank page at the front of your lined papers and use this space to write about the book. Write an about this book section, write a how to use this book section, something in here that just has some content, basically, that so it's not just lines of paper inside a booklet. Something on that first page to make it unique. This book belongs to, but even that is still quite simple. But use your imagination and a bit of finesse to add some information about how to use the book. I think that will really help to sell it. And when it comes to the actual interiors, now if we were thinking this is for maybe like a 5-year-old to practice their handwriting, and maybe you've made your cover all about animals, then we can add some elements to our pages inside, and that will really help to make each page unique and different. And that's really not difficult to do and doesn't take long at all. So I'll quickly show you how I would do that. I would just add an element, put this down in the corner, change that to the colour of white, go to elements, and let's type in, we type animal, black and white, because of course this interior is going to be black and white, so having lots of colours in there is not going to be printed. And then we're going to, obviously, unless we've got the Canva Pro, then we're going to be looking for the free options. So say this little panda, resize the little panda and bring it down into the corner like this. You can zoom in down here. Let's have a look. Get him in the right position. And you can change the transparency if you just want it a bit lower. But I think leaving it high is quite nice for a children's book. And there you go. You've got one like that. And you can do that. You can add lots of different little unique elements, little graphics into the corners. And not every page has to be different. You could have, maybe if this was a 100-page book, you could pick 10 graphics and just mix and match them throughout the book. It just gives it something different and shows that you have put a bit of thought into making the book. Another way you can do this is by choosing your graphic. Let's get rid of that box there. Choose your graphic, actually make it quite big. Let's show you the whole page, and then highlight the graphic, change the transparency maybe down to 10, and then you can see it's actually just sort of behind the lines, so it's not distracting, but it also is visible there, and it will definitely be visible when you print it out. So those are a couple of ways to make your notebooks unique. I'm sure there's lots of other ways, and you'll be able to think of different things that you can do by adding different borders or something or other, just to give it something different, and it will help it to sell. Definitely will. I've noticed that in my own sales for sure. If you do want to unlock lots of more features within Canva and be able to use all of the pro elements and the pro functions within the software, then there is a link down below in the description that will give you a free trial. That's it for today's video. Thanks for watching, and see you next week.